Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. Today we're going to be taking our wine, women, and song crew on one final adventure to get them all up to level 2 before finally braving the captivating siren for the first time. This looks like our best bet, as the others are all short missions. I think I lied, that's not a short mission, but I'd still rather go back to the Cove, as crests are currently our most needed heirloom. And we have a new mission type, Let Sleeping Evils Lie, which reads, your ancestor was receiving idols and relics of eldritch portent by way of marine shipments. Search for remaining crates and return them to town where they can be stored safely out of the hands of greater evils. Of course, way to go, Red Hook. The text doesn't quite work inside this box. Early access, I'm sure that'll get sorted eventually. So this is going to be one of those like pick up things and bring them back type of missions. Of course, we're going to be loading out with Craon, Omand, Bellicote, and Dudley. And these guys are all suited up, ready to go. I did make a slight change to Dudley. I removed her mace bash so that I could put it on Neville. That was discussed in the last video a little bit, but I think that mace bash is better suited for our other Vestal if we're going to try to keep from overlapping the skill choices there. And so that's been accomplished. Probably won't matter too much for the sake of this. Also, in other exciting news, as we pop into the provisioning screen, I have finally taken the time to sort out what all of the curios do. And some of you may think that, oh, that's really simple. There's actually like numerous places on the internet where that information could have been found, be they Google Docs or wiki pages, what have you. A lot of that information is currently completely out of date, and so that's maybe not as useful as you might think. So what I have done is I dove into the game files themselves in order to make my own list, and I kind of broke it down by the various areas and to see kind of what there is to be seen there. I think this is going to be a pretty decent lineup for the Cove as far as provisions are concerned. The Cove may be the area that requires the most diverse provisions for interaction, but I think this will be fine for a medium mission. We've got 2 full stacks of food, we've got a dedicated healer. 10 torches have been doing fine for me for a while on medium missions. The bandages are not just for interacting with curios, but also for the large number of enemies that tend to bleed us down here. And then everything else, we're kind of taking 2 of. Holy water, I bring a little bit more. Not only is it useful as a curio, but it also can be just used as a buff. So if we're not finding that we need it for one purpose, we can use it for the other, and it is unlikely to be wasted. Fishfolk's scaled skin affords them increased resistance to bleeding attacks. Indeed, I am aware of that. So what I've tried to do is basically just give myself...
Recover these lost shipments of rarities, that we may prevent them from falling into even less scrupulous hands.
Okay. What I've tried to do is basically give myself just like a simple, hey, on this, use this. If you don't have this, then this is what happens. And so I can kind of decide whether or not it's something I want to actually do. Also, our layout here, very straightforward. I don't know if we'll call that a good thing or a bad thing. It basically just means that we removed any sense of choice from where we're going to be going. We'll backtrack right at the beginning just in case there's an Ancestor's relic back here, but more than likely it's not going to be a big deal. So the barnacle-crusted chest is a shovel, and it gives us loot. Awesome. A little bit of gold and a torch. Maybe that didn't even pay for itself. We'll have to see. Without that, then there was like a 50% chance of loot and a 25% chance of bleed. And then a 25% chance of nothing, in case you're doing your math at home and wondering where that extra percentage chance went to.
Masterfully executed.
Nice. Okay. Might have also paid a little bit more attention to my light level before I came in here.
Give them no quarter.
But I think we'll be okay. Call of the Deep. Okay. That's actually quite scary on that guy.
A devastating blow.
We didn't get the bleed on him. Unfortunate. Yep. Dodge, please.
Such
Oh.
a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
That stung. That stung a lot. Okay. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna heal as the most prudent course of action. Oh, thank God. The last thing I needed was a death stores check right at the beginning off of that terrible thing. She has Toxin Trickery. I'm going to go ahead and use it. Fairly rare that we get an opportunity to use Toxin Trickery in a way that is that helpful.
As the enemy crumbles.
And I think everybody else is going to be more than equipped to deal with the one remaining Pelagic Guardian, even without her. We can't pistol shot, so I guess Grape Shot Blast is the only thing that really makes sense there, even though it does very little damage to him. Ooh, a lot of incoming crits. Yeah, not helping on the stress department either. Alright, let's go ahead and put you out of commission. And then forward 1. Okay. Stacking up nicely. Down to 16 out of 24, 18. We'll go with this. Of course, he will then take some bleed damage and be worse off. But I'm going to go ahead and bandage him up. And then a point-blank shot to the face. Isn't quite enough, but he's down to just 2 HP and we have a full turn to worry about him. So let's just go ahead and end it.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Yes. Alright, we'll go ahead and grab that and then get these guys back up to front. Alright, and heirloom chest, a little bit more traditional. Interestingly, this can take keys. It can also take anti-venom, which I guess is kind of a nod to the fact that the lock would poison you if you used it without a key. Okay, and then we get our backtracking underway. All right. So far, so okay. We, of course, have Craon, a little bit worse for wear, but other than that, I think we're doing just fine. And as we push into the next hallway, I will go ahead and restore a little bit of light. Of course, immediately I see a sack and think to myself, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But it'll be fine. Alright. Go ahead and keep our torchlight high here. Oh man, it's like our first hunger event prior to eating that I've seen in so long. Maybe putting some holes in my theory that we only pack Chinese food that makes us hungry an hour after we eat it. Alright, surprise. Nice. We could get a solid... Ooh, that wasn't such a solid point-blank shot. 4, if we just bleed him, awesome. He's gonna die. This guy's gonna get like 1 turn. Let's just do this then. We're able to stun the leading sea maggot. And then get a little bit of healing spread out here.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Indeed. Alright. This guy's gonna get 1 attack off. It is going to miss, which is fantabulous, and means that we can then focus fire this little guy and his 75% protection.
As the fiend falls,
And done.
a faint hope blossoms.
Alright then. Nothing really to do here, but spend a turn. We'll go ahead and get back up to max HP here. And then we are looking in tip-top shape. A little bit of a graphical bug there. It looks like she's not at full HP, but it's at 24 of 24. And we were able to carry all of that with no problem. Alright then, moving on. Treasure ahead, I'd wager. Yep, I don't think it's just treasure though. Ooh, good dodge. Also, we need to put you back there. Alright, here we go. Sack's contents of mine. A little bit of gold. Also cleared out an inventory slot, which I'm pretty happy with. Okay. Just keep it trucking. As I said, it does... Oh, man. Just down to 74. It does basically remove any decision-making we might have been making on on this dungeoneering expedition, considering... Ooh. No. Considering everything is basically decided for us. And we can throw either a stun or damage. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking damage.
Their formation is broken.
Just to do that.
The offensive.
And then these guys can be cut open. Oh, no bleed though. That was too bad. You bleed though. Okay. You know, she could heal herself again. But, I tell you what, we've got so many of these bandages. Let's go ahead and use them. Then we can pop out flashing daggers. That gets 1 kill for us. We get a good dodge there. And then... Oh, man. And he dodged that one. Okay. Fair enough. Well, let's see then what perhaps a... Dazzling light on the character hasn't acted yet. He resisted it. He resisted it. Okay. Resisted that debuff. All things considered, kind of balanced itself out then. Okay. Let's try this again. Couldn't dodge that one, could you? And then... Couldn't resist that stun either. Alright. Oh, man. That is what 75% protection will get you. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can still deal with him. It just takes 1 more turn to do so.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I have no need of your deeds, sir. So we'll go ahead and throw those away. And gonna move on. Okay. Back to more barnacle-crusted chests, which are again shovels. Easy work with the barnacles. Awesome. Alright, we'll use up the torch there, and then keep them moving. Now, I am, after some traumatic events early on in my childhood / early gameplay, I am quite tempted to bring extra shovels a lot of the time, and I'm wondering if, now that I'm finding myself using shovels on the various curio interactions that need them, maybe I shouldn't bring even more shovels, which I'm sure will irritate some people out there. Tell you what, let's go ahead, he's stunned, let's go ahead and stun her. Oh, she resisted it. Man, 25% stun? Am I getting a stun? No? Man, that was just a bad roll. Okay. Well... Dudley, you only have yourself to blame for that stress. If you had just simply... Oh god. If you had just simply stunned her, then none of this would have happened.
Precision and power.
Oh, I love the Jester. He's so much fun. Oh. You know, they've been really kind about using so many of the bleed-inducing attacks on our character that can heal herself of bleed and blight. I'm thankful for that. It's also given us plenty of opportunities to buff up our dodge chance, making her practically a ghost at this point. Unfortunately, all we can do from here is Shadow Fade. I'll tell you what, I'm going to Toxin Trickery again. That'll mean 1 stress wave coming our way. Not the worst thing in the world. And then go ahead and top off her health. And then I figure this guy is not terribly tanky. Down to 8. A pistol shot quickly sorts him out. Awesome.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Oh, wow. That was such a good scout. And I will point out that currently Omand has 61 dodge. 61 dodge. Alright. Will we get in? Nah, it's only 3 rounds. We probably won't make it into a fight. And this is a curio I don't think I've ever seen. Oh, okay. The Ancestor shipment. Of course. A massive crate containing terrible relics from a forgotten corner of the world. Interesting. Ancestor's relic. Some things are better left unopened. I like that. I like the mystery surrounding what is inside the package and how we can only see the corner of it. That is very cool. A design decision that I think is very neat. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our torchlight a little bit up. Simple hallway fight, not a big deal. Especially if we can sort him out right away like that. Okay. They are certainly focusing on keeping Dudley stressed out here. And then you guys are in perfect position for that. Although Mr. Grouper here decided he wanted to resist it. You know what? If we go with a stun from here, she's basically just out of the game. She's going to take 4 more damage from bleed. With that little bit of extra help, she is done for.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
And then we will cast our holy judgment upon you, sorting you right out.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Yep, he may be speaking directly to me. That's okay. Ooh, 20% to heal skills. That's actually kind of cool. We'll go ahead and dump off the rest of the crests. Inventory management, of course, is going to be a bit of a challenge, as we brought lots of provisions down here with us. I'm thinking, what would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so that means the halfway point would be this room. Let's get up to there, and then camp. We'll get, at the very least, some opportunity to get some good buffs on our characters. I think Craon could always use some cleaner guns. Okay. These guys, 15% protection. Okay. A little bit tankier than I was wanting. Go ahead and stun the other one, and then forward 1. You know what? Just to ensure that guy doesn't get an attack against us, I'm gonna go with that, and then we will try to stun that guy who dodged us. Okay. Alright, not the worst blanket fire in the world. The one character with a dodge buff being the one that got hit. And then that was probably the best blanket fire I've ever seen, just giving 1 damage to everybody. Maybe it's only dangerous when it crits. Who knows? Who knows? 7 to 14, 8 to 17. Let's go with this. Okay. And we're just gonna soak up blanket fires. Yeah.
Blow to body and brain.
I really guess it's mostly dangerous because not even the frequency with which it crits, but more the opportunities it is given to do so, considering that it basically is rolling 4 attack rolls, and that means more opportunities. Nice. Perfect amount of damage there. And then there's not much we can do from here, so let's go ahead and solo. An accuracy debuff on this guy apparently made him more accurate somehow. I'll have to check the math on that one, but it's okay. It's totally okay. Again, very little we can do from here. Let's clear out some corpses and maybe get him in a better position for next turn. Halfway there. Yeah, much better position for next turn. A dirk stab right through the eye.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Well, let's hope not. I'm hoping our success is genuine. What do I want to get rid of in this situation? That's so much gold. Like, I can't say no to an entire stack of gold, right? Are 20% heal skills worth it? Who would we use that on besides a Vestal? But Vestals have better options for it, so it would be... Oh, we could put that on an occultist. That's not a terrible idea. That is not a terrible idea. Well, I'll tell you what then. Instead of the 750 gold, we'll toss that. I'd like to keep the Onyx just because of how good it can get. And then I'll leave behind everything else there. As soon as we get into this extra room, we're going to go ahead and camp, and that'll free up a couple of inventory slots for us, making things a little bit simpler. See if we get anything that might stack. We do not, just an empty crate. And then a room battle. Ooh, and one of the Ancestor shipments. So let's go ahead and do this.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
We'll feast mostly for the stress debuff, and of course to remove a little bit of our inventory space. And then, does anybody have like a really strong... Yep. Oh man, this is such a great interaction. So Bellicote uses Mockery on the Grave Robber. Look at this fool. And then Omand, who just picked up 20 stress, can use Gallows Humor. Okay, so she gained 10 but lost 20. Totally worth it. And then, all he does not have clean guns. I have admittedly been neglecting the campfire skills as a mechanic that I've used very much or spent too much time bothering to unlock. We could improve scouting chance. Remove stress. He can take... And then... Oh, actually, that works out really well. Accuracy and dodge. Well, that sorted out our stress then. I tell you what, let's go ahead and go with more opportunities to surprise, less opportunities to be surprised. And then we'll rest. He is coping well, despite the madness all around. I'm glad to hear it. Keeping our stress low actually is a fairly decent goal for us here.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
If we are able to keep our stress level low enough, that will mean that we could take on the Siren immediately.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
Instead of having to spend a week getting these guys better off. Okay, so Eerie Quarrel is remove a negative quirk. So, who would we want to do that to? I'm going to go ahead and let Bellicote check it out for the chance to remove his locked-in negative quirk. And it removed his not locked-in negative quirk. Oh well. It was either going to do it or it was not going to do it. It's 50-50, right? That's how the way the way statistics work. If there's two options, then it's 50-50. All right, moving on. Another crate. Okay. Don't need those. Okay. And we just need one more of the shipments, and that actually does it. Okay. I'm trying to think what I want to do here. We're going to go ahead and, of course, we'll grab the shipment. We'll swap out the 2 food that we have there. We'll then continue adventuring. I've got too many provisions to say I'm gonna stop now. But I am sort of on the brink because of the whole stress thing. Like, I want to come out of this dungeon with as little stress as possible. Right now, we could leave and these guys would be totally geared up to fight the Siren on the very next week. Okay. But at the same time, I've still got so many remaining provisions that I would kind of taking 2, 4 judgment the back row, or let's go with this. Okay.
Slowly, gently.
Nice.
This is how a life is taken.
Ooh, rough dodges there, all around. You know what? Instead of worrying about stunning these guys, let's instead maybe worry about killing one of them. Yeah, just enough. Awesome. Good dodge, good dodge. So if all the fights turn out like this one, then pushing on is definitely the right decision. But will they all turn out like this one? It's probably pretty unlikely, right? Yeah. Okay.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Press gold. Ooh.
The light, the promise of safety.
Tell you what. Let's go with that. So we're going to just start dumping stuff off real soon in order to have a better opportunity to head back with things that we need. Fish carcass is the medicinal herbs that I just tossed, isn't it? I'm sorry. All right, we'll ignore that for now and move on into the next room, and we've got a room battle to look forward to here. Ooh, and we got a good surprise. That's Bandit's sense likely coming through for us. Couldn't quite get the kill there, but I think with that stun, and then... See, this is like this party in a nutshell, right? Able to move him back. That's able to get the kill there, inflict a bleed on him. We could then go ahead and stun that guy so he takes some extra damage from the bleed. He's stunned, he's stunned. We'll probably eat some stress. Oh, eldritch push, okay. And then we've got a party that is traditionally very untanky, but they all have such high dodge percentages. He's taking 2 per round with 4 left. Or... So you know what? A Shadow Fade will actually kill that guy. And then... I really wish you had acted second. Okay. Well, then the Shadow Fade is a little bit worthless, but I want to get off my... point blank shot. I think that was more important. 15 stress is not the end of the world. Judgment for a chance to hit the back row, but a miss. Okay. Go ahead and bandage there. Point blank shot is beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. Let's just try that. Actually, the stun makes more sense here, right? Judgment was likely to only do a little bit of damage.
The ground quakes.
Oh, beautiful.
This
We don't
expedition
need
at
busts.
least promises success.
Already used up all of our torches. Ooh, we did get a scout here, though. A scout that tells us I've actually got pretty clear sailing, which is totally an appropriate thing to have said due to this being the cove. Alright. Go ahead and use another shovel here. Emeralds and crests. We'll leave the bus behind. Then we'll keep marching forward. So without anything to use on this, this can either be a stress heal or just stress. Now, the only character that could benefit from a stress heal would be Dudley, but I think the stress would be too much for her to want to cope with. So we're going to pass that one by. We'll head forward, and not the easiest fight, truth be told, but we'll get to start it off with a solid point-blank shot, followed by a stun. This Pelagic Guardian, of course, obviously being my greatest concern. I have a long sordid history with Pelagic Guardians. And then let's maybe keep a little bit of this stress from coming in. The spear fishing from the grouper is no joke, but we've got very high dodge chances all around. Alright. Second turn. It's on 110. I'm gonna try it. Oh, and it pays off. Beautiful. A little bit of damage, not the worst thing in the world. Stack a little bit of bleed on this guy. More dodges, which are fantastic. Fortunately, letting our light level get so low has meant that we are not... Oh, bummer. We're not gaining the dodge or protection benefit from all of our trinkets anymore. But I think we're going to be okay here. Now, a finale basically takes him out of this fight. 5 to 8. Oh. But what a beautiful final song it was. Oh, come on now. Don't make me regret this. Tell you what. Judgment gets him out of the way. And then we'll...
Well struck.
Then we'll double crit there. Pardon my reach, indeed. Another good dodge. All we can do to this guy is tracking shot. It is not quite enough. It had the possibility to be, though. And then more crits.
Pummeling.
Awesome. Thankfully, Omand...
Momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Alright, thankfully Omand did a bang-up job there at the end of decreasing Dudley's stress with a little bit of critting. I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and Jade, we're going to go ahead and Crest, and then the Fish Idol is a damage buff with Holy Water. Now we do have Holy Water, however, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this one Quest Complete. Just to get out of here without Dudley losing her mind. All in all, I think we're going to do okay on our quest rewards. 11,000, that's totally fine. We brought back a decent number of crests as well. It's going to easily allow us to grab like one more upgrade in our town. And then, more importantly, everybody hits the nail on the head for reaching level 2. Deviant Taste, Cove Tactician. Dudley, I could kiss you. We'll go ahead and return to the town with that as a final cherry on top.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
So, Craon, Omand, Bellicote, and Dudley collected the long-abandoned relics scattered in the cove. Everybody got up to level 2, and unfortunately Gurney is going to be a little bit sluggish after a long night of drinking, but it did hit the spot on stress relief. Now, I would say we're doing okay on stress for these guys. Dudley's got a little bit, but everybody else is fine. So I think next episode, the Cove and the Captivating Siren await. I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more videos every single day. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes, and I will catch you guys next time.